Good morning, beautiful people. Take an inhalation with me, please. Deep. Release. Just scan the room for a moment with your intuition and feel not only the beings that are sitting here in this room physically, but feel the number of beings who are streaming in from around the globe, many of whom I just met as I flew in from last night from Costa Rica. And they tune in with us every single week. So the room is full of individuals from around the world, individuals that are in other dimensions, and you and I. We're here to practice the art and science of meditation and to provide a context for a living insight to become active within us. The insight are the things that you already know spiritually, intellectually, that you are an avenue of awareness, your awareness itself, and that you are not the experience of what's passing through your awareness. And an insight occurs when that aha happens. Then the moment of stillness, quietude, intentionality, spiritual practice, we're beyond theory, hypothesis, belief systems. You actually have a second or a moment where you realize that the experience that is passing through you or the experiences that you have had are not your identity. They're on the experiential level. This provides the context for what is called freedom. You're no longer bound by a limited identity of time and space. You become unbounded. You become aware of your unbounded nature, which is not bound by time and space, which is unlimited and infinite. The infinite possibilities are around you. And what happens after that? Choice. You begin to have the ability to choose rather than react from a limited point of view. You have the ability to choose from an expanded awareness. And in that moment of choice ability, you set your innate power and the essence of life free. The essence of life is love. It's beauty, intelligence, abundance, all of the wonderful qualities that we hear about on a regular basis. That's the essence of the spirit. It's more than just a projectile of a quality from. It is the essence. It is what the presence is, life. And you get to live from your essence. And you get to choose, in the nowness of this moment, the essence that you desire to express. I can remember a few years ago, I'd fallen asleep on the couch. When I woke up, somebody had brought me a basket of vegan cookies, and it was on the table there, and so I ate one. Then I started to eat another piece of a brownie, and something said, don't do it, so I didn't. Unbeknownst to me, I had eaten a whole chocolate chip marijuana cookie. That was not for me, along with the brownie, part of a brownie. So when I went to sleep, I had no idea that I had just ingested an entire cookie, and hadn't had drugs in my system in years, 30 years, more like 40. And so I'm going to sleep, and all of a sudden I'm leaving my body, I'm shooting, I'm having all of these wild dreams. I have no idea what's going on. And it was so tumultuous that I actually thought I might be dying. And at one point in this dream, or in this excursion, I was locked in a cage. And the cage was bars all around me. It had no entrance and no exit. It was just, I was stuck. And I was trying to get out, I couldn't get out. So then I put my spiritual practice into play. I just became aware that I was freedom. I remember this very distinctly. I became aware that I was freedom and I was free. And the next moment, I was no longer encaged by these bars that were around me. And I felt the essence of freedom. I felt the essence of expansion. It's not something that I went to, it was something that I was. And of course, it took a number of hours to have a level of coherence. It took a couple of days off. And I thought to myself, why would anybody do this to themselves? Give up sobriety and clarity for this nonsense. Anyway, the point being that when you move into an aha moment, that you're not the experience, that you are awareness, and then you have the ability to choose. You can choose right now, not in the future. It doesn't exist. It's a fantasy. You can choose right now to feel the essence of your life, which is love and beauty and freedom and joy, abundance. And then watch as that cascades out of nothing to become manifest in it as your life. So in the art and the science of the practice of meditation, you're pulling your attention away from the world of effects and circumstances and situations and becoming a candidate for an insight into your extraordinary, eternal, timeless nature, of which you do not advocate your human incarnation. No, the human incarnation becomes a filament of light, like a light bulb, that reveals your luminosity. So you don't throw away your human, just like you don't throw away the light bulb. The light bulb reveals the intensity of the electricity that produces the luminosity. Your incarnation that you embrace reveals the intensity of the luminosity of the intelligence, and the abundance and the beauty and the creativity that is the very essence of your being, intrinsic to your nature. And so let's practice. If you have anything crossed, uncross it. Don't cross your legs or your arms. Just have our hands on our lap, facing upward as a sign of receptivity. Let's enter into this sacred silence with a strong intentionality to wake up to our real nature and being, the timeless, the eternal. And a unique emanation of the eternal, an unrepeatable phenomena, an unrepeatable divine idea that will never exist again quite like this. You, an unrepeatable spiritual idea. We have an intention to wake up to our real nature that cuts across and transcends hereditary patterns and the acceptance of social milieu and rules of the world. To come back to the beginning, which is the presence that is never an absence. Our intention is to wake up. You are an intentional being. You're sitting with intention. And you have attention. You, as I've said over the years, you're rich enough to pay attention. Becoming richer in your awareness, attentiveness. So you have a simultaneous awareness around your intention, the feeling of that, and the sacred breath. This inhalation and this exhalation is happening presently. It's not a fantasy breath in the future, an imaginal breath in the past. It's happening presently. So you're using it with your attention to stay present. As we stay present, we become a candidate for the holy instant, the eternal now, which is not a tense in time. It is the eternal, which has no relationship to time. Now become aware that you have the capacity to have a reverential alertness, that is, a capacity to purely listen with your entire being, beyond the ears, to see beyond the eyes, to catch in consciousness the eternal broadcast emanating from all creation. Let there be life, light, intelligence, beauty. That broadcast is occurring right now, and you are receptive to it. You are receptive to the truth that this is your very first time practicing and engaging your attention in meditation. Yes, you may be a veteran. You may be a beginner. But we always enter into the space as if this is our very first time. Childlike beginner's mind. This is the first time. I'm not dragging a past experience that I had into this present moment. No. I enter into this fresh and new. And so here we sit. Intention, attention, breath, availability through pure listening, childlike nature, beginner's mind, through first-time consciousness. From time to time, you may hear my breath, or you may hear me say, "Where's your attention?" If it's flitted away, that's okay. Just bring it back and begin again. mindful of your attention. If drift has occurred, it's okay. Come back to the breath, your intention, and begin again, over and over again. Be mindful of your attention. You're embracing your feeling of your intention to wake up to your glorious nature, available to the encounter of your timeless nature. There's even perhaps a slight smile on your face as you are vibrationally preparing yourself for an encounter with the timeless. And the subtle bodies are becoming more purified to hold more of the sacred luminosity. your body being a filament of divine light, purified to reveal the brilliance of your nature, your intrinsic nature, before time began. Another moment, pure silence, quietude, intentionality. Receive a nice inhalation and release the sound of ah. With a smile on our face, we enter into the realm of gratitude. We consciously choose to be grateful. We increase our choice to be thankful and appreciative of life, and that we exist, we are alive, and we are emanations of life itself. We're just so grateful. We lift our awareness into this altitude of divine gratitude and begin to allow our perceptual windows to become so clean and clear. They were able to recognize a presence that is never an absence, that is everywhere in its totality, for it is everywhere in its totality, and it is everywhere in its totality, which means all of it is right where we are in this instant. And we are expanding our awareness to be able to be available for the totality of the Spirit to know itself as each and every one of us. We recognize this presence and feel a pure sense of unity with the presence. The presence that is never an absence, for it is everywhere. In this moment of conscious unity, celebrating these precious moments of consciously participating in our own unfolding, in this united state of consciousness, the word is spoken, a vibrational frequency of that which is real is being released for each and every one of us here in the room, streaming from around the globe, that we can and are free today. Not merely a freedom from a limitation, but a freedom to reveal our limitless nature in every area of our life. I speak the word for us now. This vibration, this frequency, is a law unto itself that only knows its own unfolding, spoken with the authority of one knowing that all that there is God, and that everything that is a manifestation of the only thing that is, and we release ourselves into this divine law of our being, of freedom and wellness and well-being and mental sobriety and peace of mind and divine abundance and harmonizing prosperity and opulence and joy of our being emerging out of nothing at all. Not a conditioned-based joy, but the intrinsic joy that comes from us having a divine knowingness that our life is indeed the life of God. Therefore, we can feel in our bones that something wonderful is happening, that something magnificent is taking place. Something marvelous is taking over. It is our real nature and being, and we move from sense to soul, from seeing life through a glass darkly, through the mirror's sensorium, to seeing the way it is through pure awareness. Life is magnificent. And our life is magnificent. And we're willing to reflect and to reveal the infinite in our most common task. From the seeming infinitesimal things that we're called to do, to the grandiose things that our mind thinks are so big. We load and code everything with the great power, the great presence, and the great love, allowing the realm of heaven, expanded good, to be revealed on earth as it is in the heart, mind of the infinite. All of this is happening right now. When? All of this is occurring right now in the nowness of this moment. So we enter into the spirit of giving by giving thanks. We give thanks again. Thank you. We give thanks. Thank you. We just hang in the realm of thanksgiving. It clears away so much when we can just be grateful. We enter into this realm of thanksgiving and we release the word, the frequency, the law. Cannot, will not return void. It returns fulfilled thereof. Ha! It's returned already. Our body chemistry is already changed. Blessings are happening. And we remain present to receive the good that is trying to manifest through us right now. We allow it to be so. If you're in vibrational harmony with this, simply say, and so it is. And so I am. And so we are. Amen. So be it. We allow the eyes to open. We scan the room. We appreciate each other. Is there anyone here today who's never been to Agape before? If so, please rise and allow us to welcome you. If there are any first-timers, welcome. Please stand. You can stand. We're not going to do anything. All of you who are standing, our congregation is going to extend their hearts through our hands, the power of the universe through our voice, and right seeing through our eyes. And we say this to you this morning, welcome to Agape. We recognize you. We see who you truly are. The spiritual image and the very likeness of God. A unique emanation of love, beauty, and divine intelligence. Truly, you are a one-of-a-kind, wonderful. A unique expression of magnificence. Unfolding genius. And today we're celebrating your very existence. We are celebrating your infinite potential. We appreciate you. And we thank God for you. Welcome to Agape. Welcome to Agape. Appreciate your presence. As you see, individuals are rising up to give you a handshake or a hug. It's a part of our culture. We love hugs. It expands the immune system. It's enlightened self-interest. When we hug you, our immune system expands. So we extend our own longevity by loving and hugging up on you. So appreciate your presence. Those who are streaming in from around the globe, if this is your first time, welcome to Agape. You are at the right place at the right time. And as you know, we have 2 other services coming after this, 8:30 and 11 meditation service, and then 9 o'clock and 11:30 worship service with music and message and a whole bunch of good stuff. The ushers are coming forward at this time. This is our conscious giving moment. Emphasis on conscious. We remain conscious during our moment of giving. We don't go unconscious, nor do we contract our energy. Whenever it's time to give in the world, to share, to shine, to glow, to support, to volunteer, we expand. So we take this opportunity and we expand our awareness and we give thanks. We consciously bless our offering, our donation, our tithe, our gift. We dedicate it to the knowing of truth that makes us free. And we give thanks that we're in this flow of generosity and this flow of consciously participating in the law of circulation that expands our ability to give and receive. It is for this we do give thanks, and we allow it to be so as we bless this sacred center known as Agape International, and allow it to be so. And so it is. Amen. As our ushers remain in their stations for just a moment, prepare your donations. We talk to the love streamers for a moment and thank them as they've been so generous over the years in maintaining Agape through your gifts, tithes, and donations. If you're new to the Love Stream, this is a donation-based community. We don't have any corporate backing. They don't like us because we're trying to break free from the existing paradigm into a new paradigm. So there are certain corporations that love us. But right now, we're not corporately backed. So it's on you guys to keep on supporting Agape. You're on a sacred, secure site. So make your donation online, or if you want to text donate, as many of you are beginning to do, 424-321-6243. Text the word give to that number. It'll prompt your phone, and you can establish yourself as a regular giver or a one-time giver. Do it now. Ushers, go forward. Magnify the consciousness of the all-good.
Shanti.
life good or what?
Peace inside of my mind, God and only God is moving.
Inside my mind and heart.
Peace inside of my mind, God and only God I live to see. Peace inside of my mind, God and only God is moving me.
The basket missed you for any reason. If you want to bring your blessings to the blessing basket, you can walk it down if you desire. Om Shanti. Thank you. We're going to release a wonderful Om. Prepare yourself. Om. Here you go. Take the breath. Here we go. Nice. Again. We extend our heart through our hands and we consciously bless the offering, the donations. We consciously bless the circulation of a promise and the promissory note to be set free, to become potent and powerful ministries, programs, projects, staff, equipment, and everything necessary for the perfect unfoldment of the idea of Agape as a birthplace of the beloved community as described by Martin Luther King Jr. We give thanks for this and more than words can say, and we allow it to be so, and so it is. Amen. Thank you so much. Appreciate your presence. Let us rise up. Let us clump together. As I indicated, for those of you who come back to the other services, the blessed band will be with us today as a part of our musical inspiration. It's going to be very wonderful. Oh, life is good. With Reverend Julie Moret, you rocked their socks off of this place last week, Reverend Julie. God bless you. That was good. Wasn't she great? Give her some love, please. Outstanding. I watched it there in Arrhythmia Life Advancement Center, and outstanding. Let us sing a verse of Return to Me.
Return to me.
With every breath, return. End and begin. With every breath. And we go forth into this day, allowing for our sacred breath to be a reminder that we were always connected, never neglected, always connected to a presence that's never an absence. And with every breath that we take, it becomes a reminder of our oneness with this presence, that we may bring forth the highest and best that is within us for the sake of our own unfolding soul and the group soul of the planet, that we may anchor heaven on earth. Nothing less than that. And so we rise in thanksgiving and allow it to be so, and so it is. Amen. Peace and richest blessings to all of you this morning. You can give up some hugs. We'll meet you out in the lobby. And for many of you, we'll see you at 8:30 or at 11. Love streamers, thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate your presence. And I got a chance to meet so many of you this past week in Costa Rica. Thank you for your generosity.